go to the cinema all the time because I just like watching movies, even bad movies. I love watching bad movies too because that's how I have my, my kind of
you got to appreciate
scale set.
You got to watch the bad to appreciate the good. You know.
Yeah.
So I watched 2 films recently. I watched the Martin Scorsese film.
I really want to watch that.
Oh, the new one.
Yeah, and it's so long.
It's 3.5 hours, right?
No, it's like 3 hours and 40 something.
Oh, okay.
So I'm rounding up.
That's what The Irishman was as well.
Dude.
The Irishman was like 3 hours 50 or something.
Dude, it's so long. It was so long.
Is it worth it?
I think so. Dude, it's one of those movies that when you come out of it,
every Scorsese film review, it's so damn long, but it's pretty good.
Yeah. No, you kind of leave it, and I was just glad it was over.
Yeah.
Like this happens with movies sometimes that even if it's a really good movie, the moment you go to check your like watch or you go to get some kind of time indication to be like, how long have I been here for? Where you're like, I'm getting the feeling I want this to end.
Yeah.
And I definitely felt that way about two-ish hours in. I was like, okay.
What's it
just
called
takes Killers of the Flower Moon.
Killers of the Flower Moon.
I mean, I won't spoil anything, but I actually think for once in a Martin Scorsese film, I didn't really like Leonardo DiCaprio much in it. And also, I was kind of like, man, I think he's like the weakest part of this film in a weird way.
Oh, okay.
I mean, of course, De Niro is in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, De Niro's great in it. De Niro's just De Niro.
it?
Yeah, Brendan Fraser is really fucking weird in this film. It feels like he misunderstood the mission.
Yeah.
It felt like everyone is playing a character and he kind of comes in playing a different time. It was very odd.
Right.
I love that guy. Dude, whenever he's in that Jesse Plemons guy.
Yeah.
Tom White? Oh, that's his
Yeah.
name. Whenever he's in a movie, it's true. I've seen this on Twitter, people meme it. Whenever he's in something, you know it's going to be a banger.
Really?
He's such a terrifying actor. Whenever he's in something, he's always really scary. Anyway, yeah, it's a little long. I also, when the reviews came out for it, I saw the reviews and everyone was saying that the main female lead was really good. And I thought she wasn't very good at all.
Yeah.
I feel bad saying that, but I felt like there was like no emotion. It's just a lot. You'll see what I mean. You're sitting there and it's just so long. And for a good period of time, the same kind of thing just keeps happening. And you're like, okay, I get it. I get it.
The feature review is, will someone tell Marty he needs to edit his movies?
Dude, I genuinely think, right, if this was a 2-hour, 50-minute film, it would have been great. Like, I think
that's how I felt about The Irishman as well. I was like, this could have been under 3 hours easily.
I know he loves to do this.
It was a great movie, but it was too long.
He loves to do that thing where he lets dialogue scenes really stretch. And I think sometimes it really works. And other times it's like, hey, I know this worked in another film, but I do not care. Cut this down.
I mean, it worked in Taxi Driver, so he was like, I'm just going to keep doing
Yeah.
this.
I just think it was too long. I think if I had to rate it out of 10, I'd give it like I feel like it's such a cop-out saying 7, but I don't have any strong feelings on either side. Like, I cannot sit here in good faith and say it's a bad film, but I can't sit here and be like, it's a fucking banger.
It's a 7. That's a
7.
That's a pure 7 out of 10.
And then I watched this fucking awful movie called
Five Nights at Freddy's.
I did watch that too. Fucking dog shit movie. Awful movie.
You have to tell me
I don't
about
know
that.
any of the lore of FNAF, right? So I go into this film. The only thing I've watched is like a Matt Pat film.
I heard Matt Pat's in it as well.
The only thing I heard is that he says that's just a theory in the movie.
So I watched it the day it came out, right?
Yeah.
You should have seen my soy jacked face when I'm sitting there, and then fucking Matt Pat turns around. And I was like, oh! I was like, what? And then he goes, it's just a theory. And I was like, ain't no way they got him to say it.
You know, Scott Cawthon just jacked off to that. So he's like, I finally made him say it. Oh!
And the rest of the film was so bad. It was so bad. It was one of the most fucking boring films I've watched in so long. And I think
it's
the
an hour and 50?
Yeah.
It's 5.5 on IMDb.
And I think the only people who are rating this highly are people who love FNAF lore.
What's the Rotten Tomatoes score on this? I want to see,
go to
or like the
Rotten Tomatoes.
Metacritic score.
Dude,
I want to see what like
it is being, and I think
29%.
This is actual bullshit. But like viewers, you know how they're like, the fucking critics say it's shit. And I'm like, yeah, because it is shit. Look at this. This is
tomato meter 29%. Audience score 88%.
Listen. I am happy to clown on critics. Like when they.
This is why the Crunchyroll Awards will never work, man. You give an audience voting power, and this is the shit.
Like I actually think like when the critics, they generally had lower critical reception for like films like the Mario movie.
Yeah.
You know, I felt like that was unfair, but also there was like a mad conspiracy going on actually. Did you hear about this?
What?
A lot of people were speculating that for some reason, and I think this is bullshit, so this is a disclaimer bullshit. People were saying that people were paying for bad reviews. That someone was, one of the advertising firms were doing it so that it can be like a, look at the fucking critics. They don't fucking know shit. Look at us. We're the fans. We know what we want. You know what I mean?
But that's just a theory.
That's just a theory. Because, you know, there's been this giant trend lately where people will see a movie that has fan ratings, high fan ratings, and low critical ratings as like a badge of honor. It's like, look at the fucking critics getting another L.
They don't know shit.
They are so out of touch with what the people want. But this one actually, fuck the viewers, dude. The critics are so right. This film is actually garbage. And the reason why it has high views, high ratings is because there's fans of FNAF that are just fucking getting hyped about it.
Yeah.
Because a movie's being made about FNAF. And there's loads of FNAF lore that's dog shit.
And also you know, their favorite YouTubers are probably in it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of people, you know, a lot of the audience this is targeting, you know, because FNAF's been around for a very long time.
Yeah.
You know, they're all young adults now, or getting to that
Can I
age.
see what the difference in the Mario movie was? Because I'm interested.
The Mario movie?
Because that's my barometer.
I think it's gotten a little better now, but I distinctly remember when it was out, it was just under 50%. Yeah, see, look at this.
59% tomato meter, 95%
that's something that I can kind of relate to, because I genuinely went into the Mario Bros movie and I'm like, this completely met my expectations of everything I expected from a Mario Bros movie.
It was fun.
It was fun. It was a fun movie.
Would I rate it highly as a movie if I went to do it with a critical mind? No. But I was just like, am I watching this to see a Martin Scorsese 3.5 hours piece of cinema?
Fucking Mario just sitting around, just talking with Luigi for 15 minutes extended dialogue
Let's
scenes.
break down the character dynamic between Mario and Peach.
Listen, you could give me 4 hours of Jack Black fucking around singing, and I'd probably watch that. Like, I would just do that. You know, like, to me, again, this has been like a trend that I really don't like, that they're just... A lot of movies are being galvanized by low critical reception.
Yeah.
Which makes me wonder, what were you expecting out of the FNAF movie?
I was expecting nothing. I went into it entirely... I went into it expecting nothing, and I was like, maybe it'll be...
And I got nothing.
Well, maybe that was a problem, right?
Yeah, maybe I had to go in there knowing the entire fucking lore, because I saw on Twitter that people were being like, this reveal was crazy. And it turned out, right? This is going to show how I don't know shit. There are 2 fucking Freddy Fazbears, right? One is brown and one is slightly like yellow.
Oh, the golden Freddy?
Yeah, and I'm watching this film. I thought they were the same fucking dude, because it looks like the same. Can we pull up the difference between these 2 fucking things? If you just type in like 2 Freddys. Dude, as a casual viewer of the thing, maybe images might come up better. Trying to decipher or like watching this and like knowing the difference.
Freddy versus Golden Freddy.
Yeah, maybe the FNAF. But I feel like you got to see it in the film version. Yeah. So.
Okay.
So in the movie, you know, he's kind of like a brown hint, and then the gold one is kind of like a brownish gold.
Right.
It doesn't help the majority of this game and the film are in the dark.
Yeah, and then but I guess this character has a blue eye, but I didn't know they were different. So I'm sitting here, and it's never explained. But then I go on Twitter, and everyone's like, dude, this was so raw, this reveal, it was crazy. And then I saw a quote retweet of someone else being like, and I felt very, very validated. So I was like, I didn't even know they were different. Because they go, if you don't know the lore, it's a pretty bad movie. Because so much of this is like reveals
it's just fan
that are like
service, right?
Yeah, fan service.
Totally.
And it was just shit. It was so shit. And it was like baby's first horror movie. It was horror for kids, which I first of all, I'm a hater, right? I don't like this genre of horror that is like horror for kids. I'm like, that takes away.
What other genres? I mean, what other films are in that
Well, it's just
genre.
all the new video games that are all like kindergarten thing, but scary. And it's all
like
like
Boiis basics and
yeah,
shit like
yeah,
that.
yeah. It's all this, but this film was genuinely a horror film for kids. It was a scary film.
It's like
for
kids hate loud noises suddenly.
And I felt like, man, this takes away every aspect of what I think makes horror good. Is that raw kind of human uncomfortableness, and now we're just doing loud bear, animatronic.
I mean,
It's very weird.
I mean, everyone was in high school once, right? It's just
Hey man,
Yeah, but I love shit like
back when I was 14, I thought Slender Man was the GOAT, you know. And now I think back to it, I'm like, that shit ass.
don't fucking lie. If there
Point-
was a
point-
Slender
point
Man,
being.
if there's a Slender Man,
There is a
movie-
Slender. Of course, there's a Slender
Point
Man.
being, this was dog shit movie, and
Yeah.
the fact that the fans think this is good and it's rated highly is actually a joke and makes fans look like they don't know anything about movies.
Let's see the Slender.
Oh, Slender Man was awful.
Slender Man was
Slender
shit.
Man.
I actually watched this one.
Oh, not even the memes could save it. Not even the memes.
Not even the audience like that.
8% versus 16% audience score.
God damn.
That's the amount of IQ points you'll lose.
Yeah.
Actually, 16%.
That's the
I-
average age, actually, that you need to be to watch that.
I also went to the cinema and I watched a movie called Hypnotic, starring Ben Affleck.
oh.
And,
Was it good?
holy fuck, was it bad? Holy shit!
Okay.
The only thing I can compliment this movie is that it was short, so I was out.
Was it actually short, or was it short compared to the Scorsese film?
It was an hour and 40, which I feel
Okay.
like is like short nowadays. 'Cause
Yeah.
every film is fucking 2.5 hours,
That
and
is
I
true.
hate this trend.
That's true.
And in Japan, it was called Domino.
Domino.
Domino. So I'm watching this film. It's called Domino in Japan, and then like the fucking credits start. And it goes Hypnotic, like boom, and I'm like, wait, isn't this Domino here? Like, anyway. So the premise of this film is that there are these people who exist who can just hypnotize people on command. So they
Right.
can be like gone.
Okay.
That just sounds like a hentai plot.
Yeah, yeah. It's literally like a
break.
mind break. They'll be like, gone, come, and then you'll
Yeah.
just come.
Yeah.
Or like,
That is literally like 9% of mind break hentai.
there's like this scene in the film where he's like, I guess he's like, hey, you should shoot yourself. And then he just shoots himself. And you're like, okay, I think I get this. I think I get
Yeah.
it. And then there's this whole
Lunatic God
like,
could never.
yeah, right. And then the whole, oh God. And they have like these mind battles, and I fucking lost it. They have these mind battles, and it's just, camera zooms in on their faces, and it keeps cutting between them, going like, where they're trying to like influence each other's minds. And it's just a shit story. It was so boring. And there was like a whole bunch of,
It's like watching a stand fight without being
it was
a stand
kind
fight.
of like now more I think about it, what was I think is it Martin Scorsese? No, Christopher Nolan film with the dreams.
Inception.
Like imagine Baby's Inception. Like they had a kind of similar thing where it's like, but it was all a hypnotized dream, and it goes on. You're like, okay, all right, I guess that's fine.
Yeah, this looks shit.
Yeah.
This is what happens when a less talented director tries to make a Christopher Nolan film.
That's literally
Yeah,
what.
actually, yeah, that's my feeling. It literally
Yeah.
felt like if you had taken Inception and you were like, how do I make this dumber and less cool?
Yeah.
And Ben Affleck in the film, I thought was, I swear, Ben Affleck sometimes just doesn't act. He sometimes just doesn't. I feel like he just sometimes just turns up and he's like, I'll do it.
I think sometimes he's not even aware he's being filmed.
But he's actually like a decent actor. I feel like
Yeah.
Ben Affleck can be
Yeah.
good when he wants to be, but sometimes he just shows up and he knows the movie's not going to do well. So he
Yeah.
just kind of was like, yeah,
Just
okay.
half-asses it.
Yeah, it's whatever.
For sure.
So it was I left the film feeling like, fuck, I kind of wish I didn't watch it. But also, I like watching those films. So I like having shit to say about shit films. Don't watch it, is my recommendation.
Yeah, it really makes hour and a half look like a TikTok, you know, like compared to like the fucking 3 hours 40 of the Scorsese film.
Oh my God. Yeah, that was too long.
Yeah.
I also had a bad seat as well. So I was kind of like this. The whole
Oh
time.
shit.
Yeah.
I was literally that meme of Willem Dafoe. Again, it was, yeah. That was, oh my
Yeah.
God.